We all know that violence and injuries are a part of sports, but for it to exist outside of the field is not so common. The brother of former Rams star Aqib Talib is a named suspect in a fatal shooting that occurred near Dallas, leaving an adult male dead as stated by the police. This isn't their first rodeo with the police. Let's dive into today's video and uncover the incident. First, what and where did this incident happen? A brawl ended in a murder. On Saturday evening around 9 p.m., the Lancaster Police Department responded to a shooting at the Lancaster Community Park, where a game was being held which led to a then unidentified adult male dead in front of his colleagues and son. The suspect had already fled the scene, and the victim was immediately transferred to Methodist Central Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The shooter was then identified as Yaqub Talib and the victim as Mike Hickman. He was shot at his son's youth football game. After a bit of digging, the report stated that an exhibition game between the North Dallas United Bobcats and DEA Dragons were taking place. The Talib brothers were the coaches for the Bobcats, whereas Hickman was the offensive coordinator for the Dragons. A first-degree felony warrant on charges of murder and probation violation was issued in Lancaster, Texas for the 39-year-old Yaqub Talib, who then turned himself in to the police. Now, why would a shooting even happen at a youth football game? According to the witnesses who saw the entire incident, the investigators think that the officiating crew made a few calls which caused tension between the coaches. There was then a disagreement between the coaching staffs of the football team, which progressed into a physical altercation. At this point, Yaqub allegedly took out his firearm and used it to shoot Hickman several times in the chest, back, and forearm, after which he fled the scene with his firearm. He was pronounced dead after being transferred to a local hospital for treatment. Later, a video went public from the incident. It shows a man wearing a shirt with North Dallas United in a verbal altercation with an official. The camera shifts to a fight starting when shots can be heard, and the camera is quickly pointed towards the ground. When it's over the scene again, a group of people have surrounded a still body on the field. On to the statements regarding the Talib brothers and Hickman. It is reported by the witnesses that ex-NFL star Aqib Talib was present as this incident unfolded. However, he wasn't named in the police announcement. His attorney later told TMZ that Aqib is very distraught and devastated over this terrible loss of life. He further stated that he sends his condolences to the victim's family and the witnesses of this tragedy. However, it was seen on tape that Aqib was not just present, but was in the middle of the scene standing next to his brother and helped him escape. So he's definitely not in the clear. Aiding, abetting, fleeing, and eluding are words that will be presented against him. Yaqub Talib's attorney, Clark Birdsall, also came out with a statement to Dallas news station WFAA after the suspect turned himself in to police. Birdsall stated that his client regrets the loss of life and turned himself in so his side of the story could be told. There has been an outcry against the murder of Hickman. Mike Freeman, the head of the program Hickman coached for, had said that he was a great man, role model, mentor, and father. Unfortunately, Hickman's 9-year-old son was on the field when the shooting happened. The young player was inconsolable and very hard to contain. Not only this, other kids were also present at the field. Freeman told WFAA that this incident is something the kids will always remember, and to explain the tragedy to them is extremely difficult. Hickman's former teammates are just as distraught and hurt. His family sent a statement to CBS 11 thanking everyone for the support and love, a few words for Mike, and then expressed their grief dealing with this loss. The younger Talib brother has a history with the police. Looking at previous records, it can be seen that Yaqub Talib has previously been arrested on several charges ranging from assault with a weapon to child criminal negligence. So this is not just a one-time incident, and patterns of it can be seen. In 2017, he was arrested in Dallas County after, can you guess what? Another altercation. This time he knocked out a pregnant racetrack employee over an argument about cigars. And in 2021, having unlawful possessions of a firearm and drug charges brought him back behind the bars. Now let's talk about how the older brother is no different. The ex-NFL star is no different. In 2009, a Tampa Bay teammate needed stitches after being hit in the face accidentally by a helmet by Talib. Accidentally, so it's fine, right? Nope, it was aimed at another teammate anyway. He was involved in a brawl in 2016 between Broncos and Titans, after which he threatened to beat up a player if they crossed paths. In the same year, he was allegedly shot in the leg outside a Dallas strip club and released the same day. It was later found that the report was false and he shot himself and lied. In fact, he was never at the strip club. Moving on, in 2017, Talib was suspended for 2 games by the NFL after a fight with Michael Crabtree from Raiders, where he snatched a gold chain off the player's neck. He was then arrested in 2009 on charges of battery and resisting arrest after assaulting a cab driver in St. Petersburg. The cornerback had shot his sister's boyfriend with a pistol during a dispute in 2011. However, the case was dropped the year after. The list still goes on with how in 2014, with public intoxication and alleged disturbance at a nightclub, and in 2015, the brothers were investigated for alleged aggravated assault after an incident at a different nightclub. Aqib has said in an interview in 2015 that they grew up defending themselves and their environment and have adopted a perspective where it is them against the world. Who is Aqib Talib when not not taking part in criminal offenses. His career began in high school in Dallas, after which he played at University of Kansas. He was the first-round pick in the 2008 draft by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Talib went on to sign with the New England Patriots in 2013. Aqib Talib won 2 Super Bowls with the Denver Broncos and Los Angeles Rams in 2016 and 2018 and is a 5-time Pro Bowler. His stats include 10 defensive touchdowns, 467 total tackles, 35 interceptions, and 125 pass deflections. Miami Dolphins was his last before he retired from playing in 2019 after 15 years in the league and went on to work with Fox Sports, debuting as an analyst for NFL. More recently, he joined the studio team for the new season of Thursday Night Football. However, after this incident, that might be in danger. Moving on to other news. First up, NFL is joining the modern streaming trend. We have good news for all the international viewers. No more glitchy streams and the irritating loading sign. For the first time ever, there will be a legit stream directly from and of the NFL games. 15 regular season games and 1 preseason matchup will be available on Prime Video or Twitch. The viewers will have to pay through Amazon for it. This is in addition to the normal TV broadcasts of the games that are usually seen on NFL Network, Fox, or CBS. Now, a proper game hasn't been officially aired, so we don't know how it'll be, but it sure sounds promising. Next up, more black NFL retirees approved for the claims in a huge $1 billion settlement. It's been 2 years since a pair of former NFL players sued NFL over their unfair treatment of black retirees in their payout for concussion-linked brain injuries. The lawsuit in 2020 revealed that dementia tests were being adjusted under the false assumption that black people have a lower cognitive baseline score. Now, there are players who don't remember regarding their compensation, so a former running back, Ken Jenkins, is working to make sure all the players get their compensations. It is important to make this settlement race-blind, as around 70% of the active players and 60% of the living retirees are black. And finally, 49ers Kyle Shanahan is not happy with new hat restrictions. Kyle Shanahan, the head coach for 49ers, is often seen wearing a red hat with a small logo of his team, which had gone viral in 2019. However, with new updates to the gear, he is no longer allowed to wear the old ones and openly expressed his distaste for it. The famous hat might not make it to the big screens this season, and if Shanahan wears it regardless, he might get a fine or worse. So for now, a little beef is fine. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of the Talib brothers? Do they deserve to pay for their crimes? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.